Okay, we're now in the Rockefeller Museum. This is a stele of Seti I in Egypt, and it describes Seti I coming into Canaan and putting down a rebellion there and returning to Egypt victorious. But this is the actual stele that describes that, and at the lower end you see the Egyptian hieroglyphics. By the way, the Egyptians at that time were not Arabs. That needs to be made perfectly clear. This is a stele from Seti I, and it describes his victory in Canaan in an area called Beth Shean. More artifacts from Egypt. This is a statue of Ramesses III. It dates to around 1200 BC, and it was found in Beth Shean. Looking down, you can see it has the pharaoh sitting on a throne. He was not an Arab. That's important because in Egypt today, you find Arabs, and they rule Egypt, but not then. This is a statue of a stele of the goddess Anat, and it dates to the 12th century, found in Beth Shean. This is a statue of a door jamb found in Beth Shean as well, but it dates to the 12th century BC and the time of Ramesses III. You can see the hieroglyphics there. I would read it to you if I knew how to read hieroglyphics. This is another fragment from Beth Shean. This is the skeleton of a child, and very old. They say the child is either 4 or 5 years old. According to the information here, that skeleton is 100,000 years old. This is a skull and a bone fragment that they say dates back between 250,000 and 300,000 years. This is an ossuary that dates back 6,000 years according to the information here. The ossuary is used to store the bones after the body has decayed. The burial process was two-phased. The first part was to allow the body to decay and be reduced to bone, and then they would take the bones and put the bones in ossuaries. This was the secondary burial, and that's what that ossuary contained, someone's bones. This is a skeleton found embedded in rock. in the South, we would say, how old is that? It's real old. Now, these artifacts are from the time of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm going to just scan around the room a little bit so you can see what's here. These artifacts are from the patriarchal period as well. And there are several in there that are made out of gold. More gold. This is still during the patriarchal period, the time of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Here are 3 golden rings with inscriptions. I have no idea what the inscriptions say, but there are 3 golden rings there. Look like someone could have taken them off their finger this morning. Weapons and cutting tools. Made out of metal of some sort, maybe bronze. These wood panels came from the Al-Aqsa Mosque. I don't know how old they are, but this could be from the original Al-Aqsa Mosque. They're ancient, I do know that. According to the information here, they date back to the 8th century AD. I'll try to get a close-up of one of them and let you see. As you can tell, there's intricate carving here. And it's in wood. Wood that size wasn't easy to come by. These are gold coins. They date back to Constantine. That's roughly 300 and something, 300 AD, 300 AD. These artifacts here date back to the 8th century AD. They come from a palace in Jericho.
The grandest and most elaborate palace in the style of the Babylonian palace.
This is work in stone. Someone was very careful with this. A lot of intricate work. This is another artifact from that palace in Jericho. This woman's a little bit heavy. Back in the day when if you were heavy, you stood out because most people were not. They were struggling to get enough food to eat, to survive, to live. This woman did not have that problem. She would fit in the United States today very well. Golden trinkets. That piece of gold is probably 3 inches across. It's thin though. That'll give you some idea how thick it is. It's not wafer thin. That's a chunk of gold, several ounces. This is from the original Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which dates to 300 AD, roughly 300 AD. And it was destroyed, but these come from the original Church of the Holy Sepulchre. You can see how much detail there is in this thing. This bathtub dates back to the time of David, carved out of stone, same kind of stone that you find in Zedekiah's cave. What that tells you, though, is a bathtub was not inexpensive. Took a lot of work to make that thing. This thing is Egyptian, and it once held a mummy. Now, where's the mummy? Someone took it. There's several ossuaries here, different shapes, different sizes. So where did Michelangelo get his idea for the statue of David? I don't know. That looks awfully similar to me. Could Michelangelo have been plagiarizing? I don't know. This dates back to the time of David, though, so it preceded Michelangelo by a long, long time. Probably 2,500 years. Gold trinkets for the ladies. This thing is made from copper. Imagine, look at the detail. Imagine trying to make something like that. The number of hours it would take, huge. So what I'm saying is that plate, platter, whatever it is, probably cost someone a small fortune. It's fairly large. I would guess it's probably 2.5 feet in diameter. This was at one time a statue of a woman with a head and arms. They didn't leave a lot for the imagination. These artifacts here date back to the Constantine era, roughly 300 AD. glazed pottery. I don't know when glazing started, but these are glazed, or some of them are. Some of them are not. This is a mosaic that was found in Getty. It's written in Hebrew and Aramaic. And Getty is deep in the Arava, near the Dead Sea. In fact, we'll be in Engedi in a few days. Okay, that completes our tour of the Rockefeller Museum. And if you're in Israel, it's a good thing to come see. It's down near the northeast corner of the old city, at the very top of the Kidron Valley. Admission is free. It's certainly worth coming to take a look at it. They have a lot of stuff that they put on display, but they have much more material stored away, and they swap out the things that are on display so you could come back several times and see different things.